Human trafficking is one of the most pressing and complex issues in the OSCE region and beyond. I spoke to Grazia Giammarinaro, the OSCE's Special Representative and Co-ordinator for Combating Human Trafficking, about her current work and the annual report she recently published.
Trafficking is actually a very complex phenomenon. Sometimes it is linked with extreme poverty, but sometimes it is linked with other factors. For example, young girls in European countries are lured and induced to leave their homes because they want to follow their aspirations, and they fall prey to traffickers. Mostly they are exploited in sexual exploitation. Children are heavily exploited in every situation, sexual exploitation, labor exploitation, but also begging, also drug traffic, also forced criminality. They are obliged to commit crimes, pickpocketing or burglaries, for example.
Is this a problem which is associated mainly with poorer countries?
The phenomenon is much more complex than this. For example, there are huge situations of internal trafficking within the same country, even in Western countries, even within the European Union. So basically, trafficking is a phenomenon, moving people from poorer areas to wealthier areas.
What did your office do during 2012?
We had a particular focus this year on the linkage between trafficking and discrimination. In other words, people are more easily victimized, trafficked, exploited if they are discriminated against, if they are in a situation of social vulnerability, for example, because they belong to a minority, such as the Roma, Sinti and travelers minority. Of course, discrimination and even racism can hamper the perception of that they can be victims of a serious crime.
An issue that doesn't often come to public eye is the issue of diplomatic households and domestic servitude, in that your office has been doing some work in that area as well.
Absolutely. After all, the OSCE is a diplomatic community, so we are taking responsibility for that cases unfortunately detected in diplomatic households, cases in which the person doesn't have recourse to remedy, to legal remedies. So we are engaging with protocol services to prevent this form of trafficking. For example, to oblige employers to comply with basic national rules concerning the payment of salaries, limiting drastically, for example, the payment in kind, which means that people are not paid, in fact.
Also, trafficking for organ removal and transportation is something that's probably a new phenomenon.
It is incredibly sophisticated. The network, the criminal network in cases of organ trafficking is really, really complex because it is necessary to bring together people from very, very often different continents, different social environments. And so the so-called broker, who is the head actually of the organization, has a complex network of relationships with the recipients, with the medical community, and with the recruiters looking for poor people ready to give an organ. I wouldn't say donors, because this is misleading. These are victims, not really donors.
Thank you very much.